Welcome, everyone, to our next episode of Tech Apprenticeship Unplugged, FIT's LinkedIn Live series, where we speak with tech apprentice employers about the benefits of hiring tech apprentices and how it can deliver proven results for businesses of all sizes. My name is Jessica McKeown, and I'm the Senior Tech Apprenticeship Officer at FIT, which is fast track into information technology. And I'm delighted to be your host for this session. So, just a bit about FIT for those of you who may not be familiar. FIT are the National Coordinator of Tech Apprenticeships in Ireland. FIT has programs in software development, cybersecurity, computer networking, and a new data analytics program set to launch later or early next year, subject to QQI validation. And today we are absolutely delighted to welcome Nicola Brophy, our talent lead early careers at 3 Ireland. 3 are one of FIT's most valued tech apprentice employers, and we are delighted to welcome Nicola here today. Thanks a million, Nicola, for joining us.
Hi, Jessica. Thank you so much for having me on today. Really appreciate it and looking forward to chatting to you about our tech apprentices here at 3.
Brilliant, brilliant. Nicola, I think we'll jump right in, and I suppose one of the
Okay.
first questions to ask you is, why did 3 Ireland decide to become tech apprentice employers? And can you share a little bit about that journey?
Yeah, sure. I suppose the reason why we became a tech apprenticeship employer was because we recognise the importance of building and nurturing a strong, future-ready workforce. We did our talent review processes, and we really identified that there were current and emerging skills gaps, particularly in technology. We're looking at this globally. That this seems to be a problem across the board. So, to stay ahead, we just felt it's really vital that we compete for talent in the market, but we also invest in developing in talent from the ground up. So the tech apprenticeship program really allows us to support those at the very beginning of their careers, or indeed career changers, giving them an opportunity to learn in a real world environment where they're contributing to meaningful projects. So really we see this as an essential kind of robust way of creating a sustainable talent pipeline that can grow within our business. So we believe that excellent talent doesn't always come from the traditional roles. Like, we do have our graduate program when we have amazing talent that comes through that channel. But we wanted to kind of open things up a little bit and open the door to apprentices so we can access diverse perspectives, fresh thinking, untapped potential. So really what we want to do is support people who are eager to build their careers in tech, but they may not have followed the conventional academic path. So our journey so far has been about embedding apprenticeships into our broader talent strategy. So we have like our graduate program, as I was saying, and we also now have apprentices as well. So we're aligning them with our business needs. We're ensuring that our teams are ready for them, to support them, and creating a culture of continuous learning. So for us, really, it's ultimately about investing in our people, bridging skills gaps, and shaping the future of technology talent, technology talent at 3.
That's fantastic. And I suppose just listening to the fact that you're saying it's part of your talent strategy and investing in talent development from the ground up,
Mhm.
where they're learning on the job, is really, really beneficial. And it's great to hear as well that you have a graduate program, and you also have a tech apprenticeship program. So you have both streams coming in as part of your future ready workforce. So that's
Mhm.
really really
Yeah, it's
great.
that early careers community that we have. They all work together, and it's fantastic to see that energy. Just walk into a room; it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. And I suppose, how has hiring tech apprentices differed from the more traditional hiring methods?
Okay, so when we look at hiring tech apprentices, the FIT program has really given us access to a strong, diverse talent pipeline. To be honest with you, our hiring managers have been blown away by the talent that has come to us. We've really seen some excellent candidates. FIT provides us with those candidates, and then we do our own assessment. So we run an assessment centre similar to what we do for the graduate program, so that we're selecting people who not only have have the ability to thrive in our innovative, fast-paced environment. They really have that love of technology, love of learning, and they want to be there. So we've transitioned into an agile enterprise, right? So innovation, adaptability, and collaboration are key areas that we really focus on, and that's what we're seeing from the tech apprentices that are coming to us. Um, what kind of makes it different from the traditional process is that we don't focus on your degrees or your past performances or your previous roles. We're really looking for that, as I said earlier, willingness to learn, a passion for upskilling, an eagerness to grow alongside the business. So it's the mindset, really, it's that growth mindset that we're talking about. Is that's as important as the technical expertise, because as we all
Yeah.
know, technology is constantly evolving, and people need to be ready to evolve with it. So they're ready to go,
Yeah.
they're on the ball, and they can adapt and change as and when they need to. So, um, as I said, so we kind of moved away from the traditional ways of looking at experience and degrees, and we look at a talent pool that has fresh perspectives, that they gain experience, by learning on the job, and that gives them a more collaborative journey, because they're working with mentors, they're working with managers, they're working with fit. So, and then they come into us with all of their energy, as I said earlier, and their curiosity, and they bring new ideas, things that we haven't thought of before. So they bring in that fresh way of thinking as well.
That's wonderful. And I suppose, like in terms of that access to the diverse talent is really like Fit's mission is to have a diverse and inclusive tech
Mhm.
talent pipeline within Ireland. So it's great to hear that that is the experience that you're having within Three.
Absolutely.
So before working with Fit, can you talk us through some of the challenges that you were facing when building a tech talent pipeline and how the tech apprenticeships help to solve these challenges? And I think you've probably hit on some of these already.
I did, yeah. So, like, particularly when we were looking at networks, we were sometimes there wasn't a level of understanding of what was involved in the role, so wouldn't get as many applications from candidates, but
Mhm.
previously in our graduate program. So, areas like RAN, radio access networks, and networks there isn't a huge level of understanding. So people then who are coming into the tech world, they're looking at the Networks Associates program. They really do, they understand it, and they have a passion for that area of work. So we found that we were kind of tapping into a much larger talent pool of people um, who didn't previously, graduates wouldn't have grasped what was these positions involved. So and we were able to then bring in people who actually had the right motivations. They had that understanding of what was involved in and these are critical roles. So we actually were able to widen our ability to kind of get to talk to different candidates and bring them in that way. So working with Fifth has really helped us to bridge that gap. It's opened the door to a new talent pool for us, for people who are genuinely interested in technology and want to learn about it. So it's I suppose it's really transformed our approach to building a talent pipeline. We're not just filling existing roles, but we're actually nurturing people to come
Yeah,
into who are excited about the
yeah,
industry. It's about building that, building really from the ground up. I see some of our apprentices, they tell me great stories. They go out working with people who've been working in the jobs 20, 30, 40 years, and the things that you cannot pick up in a classroom. You can get as
yeah.
many degrees and masters as you want to, but actually going out and working day to day, side by side, with your colleagues, you can learn so much. So it's that on the job training that's absolutely critical. So they've really given us a more engaged and future focused pool of talent, really. So that has been a game changer as regards addressing our skills gap challenges.
That's fantastic. And I suppose the fact that the tech apprenticeships are open to anyone with a curiosity and passion for
Mhm.
technology. And you've mentioned passionate quite a few times, which is it's lovely to hear that, it is opening it up avenues for people to be able to get into the tech talent, to get into the tech sector, I should say, and like that to be nurtured, which is fantastic, and it's a testament to three, that you are able to offer this also to these wonderful candidates and wonderful tech apprenticeships. Um, just if there are any business leaders or HR professionals that are watching this session at the moment who might be facing similar challenges, that like Nicola has outlined, then we would love to speak to you about our tech apprenticeship programs and how we might be able to solve some of those problems. So you can find a link to our LinkedIn page, and book a call with us in the comments. So, Nicola, in terms of retention rates, has hiring tech apprentices had any impact on retention rates for Three Ireland?
Okay, so it's probably a little bit early for us to actually make a definitive call on that. Our apprentices are really going through the process at the moment. So, at Three Ireland, like we really do measure our retention rates quite stringently, particularly in our early careers programs. Like we want to keep a track on we're bringing in talent into the business. Are they staying? If they're not, what the issues are. So when we're talking to our apprentices, as they go through the program, we can really see that they're highly engaged, they're motivated, and they're eager to learn. So for me, that's what I see is that there is this long-term commitment. They can't wait, to get into the job every day and get stuck in, and that really, it really is fantastic to see. So as I said, it is kind of early enough in our with our apprentices. So we're looking forward. The prognosis is really encouraging at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and we within the tech apprenticeship programs, we have had years where we've had up to 89% retention rate. And
Mhm.
like that, exactly what you said in terms of they're engaged, they're motivated, they're eager to learn. They grow within the business, they grow within the organization, they tend to be loyal, and a lot of the time then
Mhm.
they tend to want to continue with the hiring company. So yes, and it'll be really interesting now to find out the journeys that they do go on. Um, so, can you tell us any memorable projects or moments involving tech apprentices that stand out to you, and have tech apprentices been able to contribute to Tree Ireland?
Yeah, there's so many different areas that they've been contributing. I actually, when I sit down from time to time and just talk to them about what they do in their day, my jaw often drops. Go, really? Is that what you were doing today? Because they're so involved. And yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. They've really integrated into our business very, very quickly, and they do contribute in such meaningful ways. So one example was we've recently, as I said earlier, we've moved over to transitioned over to be an agile enterprise, and this has resulted in a lot of communication required from our CEO out to the business, and our networks apprentice did all the setup for these communication events. So literally, there was a lot of pressure there because our CEO was, talking about something that was really, really important to hundreds of people were on the call, and it was important that all of the tech setup was correct and everybody could hear properly and the message came across through really well. And there was our apprentice in the middle of it all, just, making sure that everything is hooked up, ready to go. And the level of trust that our teams have in our apprentices already is just absolutely fantastic. I also mentioned earlier that we have another apprentice who's working in RAN at the moment. He's out in the field. He's doing so many different things, but he was just talking to me about, when signals drop and how they do their investigations and how he's in the middle of it. And it's absolutely fascinating. Things that we take for granted, that we don't realize what goes on in the background, the physical
Absolutely.
and mental work that's involved in it as well. And his learning from people who've been doing this job for as I said, many, many years, and just getting that experience passed on to the next generation is absolutely critical. So, and it's a fantastic thing to witness, to see. Um, and our apprentices are really, in the middle of all of it. So I yeah, it's one of our apprentices was out in Cork recently, looking at why a signal was dropping, and it was a real kind of real world problem. It was out there, solving it, developing their technical skills, and but also what we focus on, the most important thing is our customer, right? So we
Yeah.
literally, there, our apprentices are there making sure that our customers are having a great experience of our networks. So as I said, there's so many examples. It's their fresh perspectives, it's their enthusiasm and their curiosity that really kind of helps them to adapt into our business really, really quickly. And as I said, what they do here is it impacts our customers, and that's really, really important. So they're critical already in the things that they do each day. So.
That's fantastic. And Nicola, even when you're speaking there, I can feel the excitement. Like
Mm,
there is quite a, it's quite an exciting way to learn for apprentices.
yeah.
That they're in the job and they're learning on the job, and like that they are an integral part of what's going on for on a day to day. So, it's yeah, it's fantastic to hear. Um, and what would you say would be the most significant benefit that Three has experienced from hiring a tech apprentice? And you
Um,
like that you've probably touched off some of these
I
already.
was just about to say, like, there's so many attributes that they have, and they have really, really, they're just a caliber of people that we welcomed into our business. They're really hardworking. They've been given an opportunity, and they are appreciative of it. They are genuinely eager to learn. If when I talk to them, it's like, oh yeah, no, I just went off and did this course. I did whatever, and all they wanted was an opportunity to apply their learning. So, um, these qualities of willingness to learn is, and I said it earlier, is absolutely integral to our fast changing industry like ours. Like, it's literally, you have to be on the ball. You have to be ready to, take up something new, start something else, and pick it up and move apace with it. So, um, I see where, we have AI and automation, and it looks easy to say, oh yeah, look, we'll get AI in to do these roles, but it's a really short-sighted approach, because these are technical skills that we need. For now, we need to actually build the skills within the business. They need to have a level of understanding of what the processes are in the first place, so that when something goes wrong, as we saw in the airport, they were doing
Yeah.
manual check-ins, so it's really, we need our people to come in, our apprentices to come in, learn everything, from scratch, understand the processes, and then make things better, so bring their innovative creativity into our business, and really help us for the future, for the ever changing world that we live in today. So I was actually reading a Harvard Business Review that has really called out that we need to protect, redesign, and redignify entry level roles. So, and I think that's what we're doing here, right? We're giving people the opportunity to grow, to contribute, and to build a career in technology. And they're not just filling roles today, but these are our future leaders. These are the people that we're investing in right now, and we're securing the strength and sustainability of our business in the long term.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I suppose I don't even know if I need to ask this question, Nicola, but would you recommend hiring a tech apprentice to another employer, and why? Or
Yeah,
maybe just
so
yeah.
obviously I'm on my soapbox now at this stage. So yeah, I've said it all earlier. Absolutely, get in those fresh perspectives, those transferable skills, things that they did in previous roles that they can bring into, or they haven't done it all. It's a different way of thinking. So, I absolutely feel that apprenticeships, they open the doors for people who are really, really capable of thriving in tech careers, and we don't get to see them because literally they don't get past the first stage with like no experience or whatever. So I just think it's really it's important for us as a society to kind of break down these barriers, and give lots of people opportunities that they don't come through the traditional route, but give them the opportunities of learning, and building a great, fantastic career, you know, in technology. So, and I think as an employer, we actually get to see different talent altogether, and that really does bring in that whole diversity and inclusion piece that is really important to us here at Three. So, it's my advice for any employers would be like, you know, take a chance, do something different, think about the future. So, for me, tech apprentices aren't just filling roles, and I've said this earlier. It's about building the next generation of talent and leaders for our future business.
Excellent, excellent. And I suppose one of the things to mention around FIT also, it's FIT is a not-for-profit organization, and there is actually no cost involved in the recruitment process of these candidates. So, and we have a ready available candidate pool. Um, Nicola, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you today. I'm excited for all of your apprentices,
So my
and I think yeah, and I think it'll be an absolutely wonderful journey for them, and we'll look forward to hearing how they got on their journey. And for any employers that are out there, small to medium enterprises to the multinational corporations that are interested in hiring a tech apprentice, please book a call with myself today or as soon as possible, and I would be delighted to speak with you. Nicola, thank you so much, and we will definitely meet again soon. Thank
thanks,
you.
Jessica. Great talking to you.
Thank you.